You're so
Yo, what's going
luxury.
on? Thank you for checking out my very first episode of Linked Up with Lux. For those who don't know me, I'm Lux. Some know me as Link with Lux, some know me as Young Prince, some know me as YP, some know me as Luxury Prince,
Luxury
and some even know me as
Prince.
Lil A if we go back, you know? But welcome, welcome, welcome. Basically, this podcast is gonna be a little bit all over the place. I'm pretty much just gonna be speaking my mind, and in the future I might have guests, come on, and we'll go ahead and talk about different topics, and just see different people's opinions from different perspectives and different life experiences. But pretty much I just wanted to create something that allowed me to, be able to express myself, because life is crazy. Life is crazy, man. Are you really living though? Is the question. I feel like a lot of us were kind of stuck in a system. We're stuck in a routine. And some routine is good if it works for you. Some routine is bad if it allows you to be clouded and to not pursue your dreams and to forget your main point of pursuing your dreams. I feel like a lot of us get caught up in the daily grind. I mean, hey, regardless of anything, I'm no different. Working 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever the case may be, whatever the job might be. Hey, man, look, I done had to juggle some different employment opportunities just to try to stay afloat. And on top of that, dealing with a whole bunch of different romance and relationships and feelings, And it's just at the point with me where I just got to start putting myself first. Because trying to build somebody else up, trying to love on somebody, trying to care about somebody, it is draining. It is absolutely draining. And I'm not going to lie, when I was young, I always had this perfect vision of, love, like what love should be. Watching movies growing up, like, I don't know. You just get that feeling like when someone finds their partner, you see it growing up, like I said, in movies, on TV, and stuff like that, and it kind of just gives you them butterflies. Like, man, like I just want to find someone who makes me feel that way. Someone that, when I see them, everything else stops. Like we can literally be doing nothing, and as long as your person is there, it's just like amazing. And don't get me wrong, it's like I've had a few situations with women that I kind of had that feeling to a certain extent in terms of vibes. It's rare, but clearly it never turned into anything long term, and that just comes to a lot of lack of trust and a lot of deception, or women holding out information about certain things that you would think you would tell a person that you are trying to be in a relationship with. And I'm sure women can agree vice versa with men. I mean, we don't always be straight up. We don't always be straightforward. And it's a lot of liars out here as well. Some people lie. Like, why lie? But, that's enough of that random rant there. We'll get into more specifics later on. Later episodes we'll have more structure so we can really kind of break all that down. Like I said, pretty much now I'm just rambling, I'm just ranting. I'm just making y'all familiar with me. But yeah, life. We wake up, go to work, go home, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, go home, go to sleep, just to still struggle. Just to still struggle. Bills still due. You know what's crazy though? Having a job and being grateful, because I mean, you could be unemployed, but having a job and still not being able to pay your bills. Now, I know that's a case by case situation for some, because some people obviously live, beyond their means and things like that. But shit is expensive these days. And it's like, how the hell do they expect us to stay afloat? I mean, it's bad enough out here that It's, jobs don't be trying to pay. It's bad enough that rent's freaking $2,000 for a one bed. Like, what is going on? And it's just crazy how much we get stuck into a cycle. And you gotta ask yourself, like, are you really living, or are we just surviving? Sometimes I feel like waking up every single day, you should be grateful we're alive. But if you're still struggling, it's like it makes life that much harder to appreciate, because it's like when you're not making no money, you're broke and you can't pay for stuff, when you can't go enjoy yourself and you can't go out and, do different things, because it's like, what the heck? But you're still stuck into the cycle, because if you didn't have the job, you're not going to have the money to at least be able to, like, survive, essentially. Not like literally, I mean, barely make it, if you will. It's messed up out here. But my main point in saying any of this is that life is precious. And some people are stuck into that cycle for a very, very, very long time, years and years and decades. And it's like, I never envisioned my life like that. So when people see that when I was younger, when I started to do different things like taking that trip, or, even though I knew money was a little tight, I still went out and had a little fun, because for me, it's more important than just, you got to be responsible, you got to be responsible, you got to do this, you got to do this. My main thing when it comes to living is understanding that life is short. And when you have lost people in life, family members, friends, even just people that you never expected to pass away, it just makes you really start to think like, damn, life is so short. But what happens though when people die? People be sad for a week. Boo hoo. Oh my God, life is so short. Not this person. Not this person. I never saw that coming. And then they start to say, like, man, I need to be more appreciative of life. I need to, stop stressing so much. I need to stop, worrying about this and worried about finances and this and that, because it can all be taken away like this. And then we get back into our cycle. Work, home, sleep. Work, home, sleep. Work, home, sleep. And if you got kids, then you already know it's way more just locked in than that, because it's just like, you got to focus. You got to be able to provide for your kids, And a lot of people out here, they got so many talents, so many things that could be making them money. It's just we don't put time into the things that we know we want to do, just due to the fact that we're kind of discouraged. A lot of people are discouraged from their dreams. A lot of people wake up every single day wanting to do one thing, but they're like, I got to go clock into my normal job. So what I be thinking about when I'm at work, when I be sitting there 8 hours, I just be like, damn, I'm really just sitting here for 8 hours, giving this job all my attention, like my focus, my effort, all of that. Even if I did try to say, you know what, I'm going to try to, bring my side hustles into work. Like, all right, I'm here though, but let me try to do a little social media, like promotion for my brand or for my content. It's like I still kind of get stuck into that it doesn't get done phase, just due to the simple fact of the fact I'm at work. It just blocks my mind. I can't focus. But it's like I'm giving all of my time to this job, who, sure, they're paying me, right? But it's not shit. They're paying me. I'm paying hundreds of dollars in taxes on top of that. Like, forget my hours, forget my time that I put in here. You gotta pay my dues, which is whatever. But it's just messed up how we don't center in and make time for ourselves. Because even when we do get off, whether you got kids or you don't, You just want to go to sleep. You just want to lay down. You just want to relax. And that's how we get too comfortable. That's how we get stuck into that cycle. And that cycle is dangerous. It's very dangerous. And that's where we get discouraged because we're not seeing instant results from what we want to do, or we don't have the time to do what we want to do, or we don't have the resources or the money to invest into what we want to do. So we're not putting ourselves out there because to others, it makes us look delusional. But you know what? I don't mind being delusional because I know what I'm passionate about. I know where I want to be. I know where I don't want to be. And we need to stop acting like we're going to be here forever because we're not. We're not. And people can live their life however they want to live their life. You can go to go to school, go to college, whatever. Do something with yourself, but it's crazy that half the people that have told us to do something more, or you're complaining about being broke, why don't you go do this, why don't you go do that? What do they have? And say they did go to college and get their degrees, and they're still broke. So it's like, sure, if you're on the lowest tier, maybe if you do a little studying and you get a degree, maybe you can get up to a higher level, a different field, maybe something more promising. But fuck working for people. Like, why do we have that mindset where we're like, I gotta work for somebody, I have to work for somebody. Okay, I don't want an entry level job, but if I do this and do that, I can get a better job. And it's just like, fuck these companies, man. All this shit is designed, obviously, to keep shit going. And it's a system, it's making, obviously, the owners richer and richer and richer. These big corporations, which is great. They got the little resources to give us little pennies and crumbs to just be like, all right, just do this, and we'll pay you that. Great, fine. But damn, I'm tired of that shit. Like, we need to put more time and energy into the things we are actually passionate about, the things that we actually enjoy. Because this life shit, man, like, think about all the shit you stress about, your relationship, your family, just not having money, all of this shit. It's not gonna matter anyway when you fucking die. Let's be real. When you die, none of this shit's gonna fucking matter. So it's like, I get it. Right now, you might be struggling to pay the rent. Phone bills due. You got kids. Things are coming up. You're just constantly just getting, pounded, beat up with the realities of life. I get that, but this shit is temporary. If you have something you actually enjoy doing, I want you to put time into that shit and don't care what nobody says, because that's another thing that stops us from following our dreams, is listening to someone else who isn't in our shoes, someone else who clearly, they're stuck in the system, like, it's just crazy. Oh, well, I don't think you're good at this. I don't give a fuck what you think. Oh, well, I don't know if you're going to take off with that. I mean, there's so many other people, and you should mind your fucking business and leave me the hell alone. We can't keep sitting here listening to people putting their opinions into shit when they're not putting no money in our pockets. If we're staying consistent, we're being positive, we're staying out the way, we're investing into ourselves, who gives a damn what anyone thinks? I don't care if it's your mama, your grandma, your grandpa, your auntie. I don't give a damn, because all you really need to do is sit there and just, dissect their life and say, again, they do have their shit together, they have a big house, they have this, but do they really? Do they own half the shit? They might be on a different level in life, but how much debt do they have? And if they have zero debt, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. But are you really happy? Or are you still just waking up miserable every single day? You got what you wanted and you want to sit around and judge others who are clearly not interested in pursuing the same path that you pursued? Or, I'm sorry, when you pursued it, it was way easier and things were way cheaper and you didn't have all of the bullshit that comes with being alive today. Crazy. Crazy. Whew, man. But I know I said a whole lot of shit, but it's just like this life shit, man, is short. And it's like you can't sit there and care what other people think. Your manager at your job, they make it seem like they're so high and mighty. When they go home, you know what they do? The same shit that every fucking human being does. Take a shit, take a piss, cry, be miserable, be mad at their living circumstances. Their wife didn't cook for them. Their husband didn't come home, vice versa, whatever the case may be. Like, you know, their husband treats them like shit, you know, their wife, it's, hey, it's just relying on them for the paycheck. The wife's not, you know, treating him like the king he thinks he is when he walks into the fucking workplace. You feel me? Like, people are just normal people. Nobody's better than anybody. Even the people that you see that are up, they're no fucking better. Because you take all that shit away, and what the fuck is left? What's left? You know? So, spread positivity. Continue to invest into yourself. Don't care what nobody thinks about your dreams and your goals. Stop allowing people who don't benefit you in a positive way to have access to you. Stop feeling as if you have to be there for other people who clearly don't respect you. I get it. People go through a lot of shit. People got a lot going on. We all got a lot going on. But if someone is literally showing you they don't respect you, please believe them. Please listen to them. We can't help everybody. You feel me? And I'm big on communication. You know, talk about it. But if you're constantly saying the same thing to a person over and over and over again, and they're not changing, or they're not comprehending, or you told them all of that and they didn't even think to acknowledge or respond to your concerns of you telling them, hey, I don't like when you do this. Hey, I don't like when you do that. Hey, I don't like when... Cut them the fuck off, because we don't got time for people like that in 2026. Real shit. You know, I'm going to wrap this up. Next episodes might have a little more structure in terms of topics, but I just wanted to get on here and say thank you for everybody who's been supporting me musically, video-wise, social media-wise, book-wise, anything that involves me, or just me in general, me being a human. You know, those who just always supported me. And, you know, we've been up, we've been down, we've been up, we've been down. But this new year, we have to stop giving energy to those who clearly don't respect us and don't want to genuinely be there for us and care for us and love on us the way we deserve to be loved. It's your boy Lux, and I'm out.